So we know this week has been a big week for protests, of people protesting the what anti-ICE raids all across the country. I think they even have one downtown Dallas today, and it's like 90 something degrees. So man, it's hot out there. But anyway, people across the nation are protesting. A lot of these protests, or at least the ones in California for sure, are being violent. But the narrative has been spun that the protesters are not violent. It's the police and the National Guard and the military. All they're the ones who's escalating this violence. But we'll get into that in maybe another video. Right now, I want to show y'all this big raid that happened this week in Omaha, Nebraska, at a meat packing plant, and they said about 100 illegals were detained and arrested. And yeah, a lot of people pissed off about that, and they had, I think, a protest out in Nebraska because of how it happened. And everyone, the first thing they say is you're breaking up families, you messing up the neighborhood, all this kind of stuff. But the thing is, whether you agree with it or not, if you came across it illegally, it's a crime. Period. You can break it down as simple as compare it to as simple as a speeding ticket. You can be on the highway driving 80 miles an hour. No one's on the highway. You're on there by yourself. Hell, when I go to work, it's still dark in the morning sometimes. Nobody's out on the freeway except me and the 18 wheeler sometimes. Ain't gonna see no state trooper, ain't gonna see no police. At least I don't think. But I'm going, let's say 90, 95 miles an hour on a 75 mile an hour road. It's still breaking the law, right? If I get pulled over by a state trooper and get a ticket, don't matter. I ain't hurt nobody. I'm just going to work. I'm going to work to help people, right? Still gonna get a ticket. I mean, it's just breaking the law. You say, dang, that's just messed up, man. I ain't hurt nobody. Come on, man, just give me a warning. Nah, I'm gonna get a ticket because it's wrong. What, can I get upset? No, because I was speeding. So I mean, as long as I'm doing it and not getting away with it, it's, what I'm saying, everything is fine. But as soon as I get caught, now I got a problem. Anyway, what I want to do is we want to watch this news story where they talk about the ICE raid in Nebraska and how they spin the narrative. And then I'm going to show part of a clip of the aftermath of that ICE raid. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Let's hit it.
We know protesters in Los Angeles are demonstrating against ICE arresting and deporting illegal immigrants at workplaces across that city. But what does an ICE operation actually look like? Usually we just see video shot from outside, ICE agents going in and coming out with those detainees. But far from Los Angeles, in Omaha, Nebraska.
I should do my videos from now like this, so everything look exciting, I guess expression and emotion. Speak with your eyes. Yeah.
Huge raid just went down, and News Nation was there to document it all. Our Allie Bradley joins me now. Allie, ICE agents say about 100 illegal immigrants were working at Glen Valley Foods. Were all of them arrested?
Yeah, Elizabeth, they were, and it was the biggest workplace enforcement operation in Nebraska under President Trump. And of course, there are those questions circulating with all of the activity that we're seeing in LA and across the country right now. People want to know how these operations are really playing out, how they're unfolding. And we were the only news crew there, and we wanted to give you a firsthand look at these ICE operations. Civil warrant in hand, ICE and its federal partners executed the largest workplace enforcement operation in Nebraska.
We did execute a civil search warrant here at this location.
You see that? Hiding behind pallets. Why would you be hiding behind pallets if you did nothing wrong? That's one thing I would not do. If let's say they're doing a warrant roundup and I'm in the vicinity and they come kicking in doors, chasing people, I ain't gonna run. I'm not gonna run as long as I know my license is up to date and I got no tickets, everything, I got no warrants, everything about me is legit. I ain't gonna even panic. I'm just gonna follow the instructions. I mean, hey, anything can happen. Y'all can get beat, get deleted or whatever the case may be. But hey, in the end, somebody's gonna pay because You mess with a legal citizen who has no criminal record. But y'all hiding behind pallets, man. Come on now.
For personnel from Glen Valley Foods
She might have been asleep. She might have not even been hiding. She might have been back there sleeping on the job
that were
and got busted.
using fake IDs, fraudulent IDs, or some type of combination of IDs that weren't real.
Roughly 100 individuals who ICE claims are here illegally were removed from their workplace. Many scattered when officials arrived.
There was plenty of places for folks to hide, so that slowed down our operation. But as of right now, I can report there's been no safety issues and everything's proceeding as planned.
Some were hiding in freezers that hit sub-zero temperatures. EMTs were on hand and checked nearly every individual out to ensure that they were okay. One man
Dang, in the freezer. Well, hell, if you think about it, you see some of them videos how a lot of them come over here, like in the back of like U-Haul trucks and 18-wheelers, crammed up. They got cut holes in the back of like truck beds to cross that border. So hide in the freezer. That ain't nothing to them.
hid in a wall compartment and refused to come out even with a canine on hand. Officers say that man pulled box cutters on agents. The district attorney tells us that he will be charged with assault on a federal officer.
What do he think is gonna happen? You kill them with box cutters, then what you gonna do? You gonna run and go where?
The owner of this
They're gonna put them bullets on you. Man, these people, I don't know.
company says that he used E-Verify. The many working for him were pulling the wool over his eyes by using the identities of U.S. citizens.
I don't understand why in the hell they would use false ID when they can, I think, get a visa.
Right. So, do I believe that he is that naive? I don't know. What to say? You got to take if you can't take a man for his word, what can you take him for? So he's trying to say he used E-Verify, which is a thing. Hell, I've used that in the past when you're dealing with people that you're dating or people that your kids are dating or stuff like that. See if their background comes up. Here's a problem with it. If they're using if they are using someone else's ID, then it really doesn't matter. You can E-Verify all day and it'll come back clean and they can get a job. Now you have 100 people there and he's probably, come on, man. With everything that's going on right now in the country in the last few years when it comes to ICE and illegal migrants and stuff like that, you just wouldn't think that maybe out of 100 of my workers that are all Hispanic origin, speaking Spanish, don't speak a lick of English, you wouldn't think that maybe just a couple of them might be illegal, and maybe you ought to do like a deeper dive. But basically he's washing his hands of it. Truth be told, is what he's doing. He's like saying, "Hey, I did my part." Whether he believed that they was legal, illegal or not, didn't matter. He did his part. Said, what I'm saying? They took the payment, they signed the papers, and now they working every day, and he's got no problem. I'm quite sure that he probably figured that some of these, but they come and raid your meat packing plant and took 100 of your employees. Man, I bet you his stomach hurts like a son. Then he said he don't know why they would do that if they could have got a visa. No, they can't get a visa because they came over here illegally. They probably are criminals in their country and probably knew they couldn't get a visa. That's why they do it. He can't be that doggone naive.
Gary Rohr tells us that he essentially has to rehire his entire workforce, and he's worried about the business suffering.
We have customers that are counting on us
So how do
to
you
get our
continue?
product out to them.
He is a victim at the end of the day. And together with our state, federal, and local partners, we've been able to make a difference, work with that company, teach them how to do this process better, safer.
Right. He's a victim. You're going to help him do the process, make the process safer and more effective. Well, you could have done that first when you had 100 doggone me migrants working for him. But here's a bright spot. To all my fellow legal citizens, Black, white, Hispanic, and everybody in between and beyond. Right now, there are 100 jobs open at a meatpacking plant. I don't know what they're paying. Matter of fact, they may pay you a little more than what they was paying these fellas because they're desperate for help. So you may just get a bump in pay more than these cats here. Man, let's go. You know what? Matter of fact, real quick, no, off topic, on topic. I saw a video where these cats were picking garlic, like on their hands and knees picking garlic for like $2 a bucket, like them little Home Depot buckets you get, like they getting paid like $2.50 to $3 per bucket, and they're trying to, I mean, on the hands and knees, cutting off the skin, cutting off the flower, the leaves, and the root. And we talking about the little bulbs. But yet you go to HEB and look online, they selling 3 of them bulbs for $3. 3 of the bulbs for $3, but they are picking them for $3 a bucket, dude. And they are out there like at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning on their hands and knees, picking out like dirt fields, and it get hot out there, man. So it look like slave labor to me, but anyway.
Now, Elizabeth, Gary Rohr has been very cooperative with these federal agencies following that operation. As of right now, the business, they're not facing any charges. Elizabeth.
And they won't, because they know how to, circumvent the system. Like he said, he used E-Verify to verify that you are who you say you are. Just like the job of a notary, like myself, I do notaries. I've notarized for I-9s before, and basically all you're doing is looking at the ID, saying that it matches what these people say. It matches the ID matches a person sitting in front of you, and you just sign and keep it moving. But that's with anything. That's with any notarization. So, I mean, unless you can tell the ID is really fake, I mean, you really have to look at the ID and analyze it to make sure it's real or fake. But if he said he did his e-verification to hire his employees, probably did it with his legal and illegal, they're not gonna face charges. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna face charges. Now, if they train him and teach him how to actually verify people to work, and he ends up hiring another 100 illegal immigrants, I'm quite sure he gonna face some charges. So I remember the warehouse job I used to have. The cat told me after I had left that it was a few like I say, I guess Mexican or people from southern, you know what I'm saying, from Mexico or South America, what have you, was working there for a while, and then come to find out they was using somebody else's social security number. You know, they had been working there for a minute because they supposed they had did the background check, but then I think that by the time they dove deeper into the background, kind of find out it wasn't them in the first place. But I mean, hey, people slip through the cracks.
All right, Allie Bradley, thank you so much.
Thank you for watching.
So yeah, that News Nation, man, they must have got some money. I wonder who's behind that. Because you remember they was at the prison when that guy who deleted the insurance man, and he was in prison. They was outside the prison. You could hear all them people yelling out the prison at them and talking and stuff. And they was talking. It was News Nation that was there. It's like, and got Chris Cuomo, so they got some money behind them. I don't know who it is. But anyway, what I want to segue to now is, like I said, we saw how they tried to, not really give an opinion one way or another. Didn't want to seem if they was like liberal, conservative, pro or for the ICE raids. They try to sound a little sensitive to everybody's feelings. But then now I want to go to segue to this. This is the aftermath. Once they rounded up everybody, and this is what the ICE agents had to deal with outside of the meatpacking plant. Check this out. I'm gonna put a link in the description to the video you just saw, and then I'm gonna put a link into the actual ICE raid too, all in the description box, so you can watch all the videos and see exactly what happened, and then you can give your take on what you think, how everything went, and if you think it was right or wrong or should have done it differently. Now remember, these are probably part of those non-violent protesters that they talk so highly about. I can understand you upset, but here's the thing. Now these are young kids too, you can tell. But let me ask you something. If somebody is throwing projectiles at your car, at your vehicle, and you driving, I don't care what you're doing. ICE agent, going to work, trying to hit, trying to get somewhere to your baby mama's house, whatever. And somebody's throwing projectiles at your car, damaging your car. Knowing they ain't got no kind of insurance, so you already know this is going to come out of your pocket. That's one thing that's going to piss you off. One, and the other thing, they just messed up your car. What would you do? Because this is a violent attack. They're yelling, they're cursing, and now they're throwing stuff at you. So they're assaulting you with their words and physically. Mm. Look at that. Now you heard it, like, shatter the window. So now if somebody jumped out the car and started dumping them, because I'm gonna tell you like this: if they did this in the country that they're from or the country that their family is from, I believe every last one of these guys will be laying on the ground by now, or if not, been rounded up, missing for a little while, and then found somewhere in a vat or hanging off a bridge somewhere. Guaranteed. But not in this country. Then take off running. They ain't got no guns. I'm tripping because maybe ICE can't carry gun, but as soon as they jump out the car, they were scattered like roaches. They ain't getting shot at. They ain't getting tased. Nothing. Look at this crackhead right here. This little meth addict here. Man, gosh, I hope she ain't working in a meat packing plant. She needs to eat some meat. How do they think this is right? Somebody is on a road. This is why people get arrested for jaywalking. Stuff like this. These people are driving and you gonna jump in front of their car. What you think you're gonna stop that? Y'all watching too much TV. But they cussing the driver out like he's doing something wrong. I'm confused. Oh, they do. They do have weapons. Look on the side. He got something. I don't know if it's a taser or what, but he has something on it, and they haven't pulled anything. And they trying to save. They trying to spare you people, and y'all are just too dumb to realize it. Mhm. Mm. Get back. Get back. Get back. Get back. Did he say that was a kid? Oh man. See, this is the frustrating part about it. Get kids out. Okay, you got kids out there. That man probably 30 years old. Got kids out there vandalizing, throwing, but they feel because they're children, they should get away with this. Like, are you serious? So, okay, if he's a kid, let me go over here in these woods. I'm gonna grab a switch and whoop his ass. And for kids, they sure got 5 miles to be kids.
Which one? I'll break him more, bitch. I'll break him more.
He's a kid, right?
Fuck you.
He's a kid, but he cursing like that.
Leave it. Leave it. He didn't do nothing. Just leave it. Get it.
Yeah. And then the kid came back and kicked the truck. And then you got a car that tried to had a car that tried to block him from leaving. Man, this is out of control. Look at here, man. If I don't see how people can justify doing the wrong thing and say, hey, I'm doing the wrong thing, but the way I'm going to combat it is to do the wrong thing. When I'm going to protest is to do the wrong thing. I'm going to be violent and destroy property, but I'm a kid. It is what it is. But anyway, man, give me your take on this. I don't think this is going to end anytime soon, because when you got people who they don't have to have any accountability for what they're doing, well then shoot, you're gonna get this type of behavior. But tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below, share it with the world. Let's have an intelligent conversation. You know how we do around here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those 4 things cost you maybe a couple of minutes out your day, but it means the world to us at this channel. If you'd like to support us financially, you can get super thanks, super chat, super stickers, or you can go to the description box. There are a couple of links there you can click on to help support us that way. Now, if you would like something tangible for your dollars, which a lot of people do, you can go to our website. You can go to marlonmorale.com, or you can go to the Shopify store. That's in the link. Oh, just hit the shop button below this video and check out all our luxury products. We have fragrances that last all day. We have beard kits. We have silk products. We have handbags, much more. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. And with that being said, I'll leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.